Here, impossible does not exist. Push the boundaries of your imagination and surrender yourself to the mystery of the past. Get ready to become a pharaoh, because this is your adventure. Date: 900 BC. Place: the civilization of ancient Egypt. Your people call you the son of the sun. Therefore, you must work hard and rise with the first light of dawn. There's much to do. Even before you head to the breakfast room, your servants will attend to your personal care. This is crucial for both your health and appearance. Egyptian men and women of status applied black coal to their eyes to protect themselves from the sun's harmful rays and to resemble the god Horus. Attendants will remove all the hair on your body, including your hair. You might prefer to wear a fake goatee, but you should avoid body hair to protect yourself from lice. Afterward, your entire body will be cleansed with various perfumes and creams to ensure a pleasant fragrance and lessen the sun's effects. There were few ways to escape flies in those years, which might be frustrating. However, some ancient pharaohs kept servants whose bodies were covered in honey. This way, the flies would be drawn to the honey-covered servants and leave you undisturbed. The day is just beginning. And have you noticed? People are rather short. One of your ancestors, Ramses II, is known as the tallest pharaoh, towering at a height of just 1.73 meters. This shouldn't surprise you, as the average height for Egyptian men at the time was 1.63 meters. In the same era, the average was around 1.58 inches in Central Asia and 1.66 inches in Europe. The capital of your kingdom, Thebes, is also a city dedicated to the greatest god, Amun. Here, you can see various depictions of Amun. Another god as important as Amun is Ra. Pay attention to this fascinating head figure. The god Ra carries the sun atop his head, because in time, the cult of Amun-Ra will be formed by the sun god. But what's important now is to visit the temple and give thanks to Amun. Today, there is a special ceremony, and as the pharaoh, you are also the high priest. You are believed to possess divine attributes. After leaving the temple, you must go to the Nile River and symbolically deposit your semen into the river. This ritual, though rarely practiced, was a tradition to ensure a bountiful harvest season. Remember that the main source of livelihood for your people is the agricultural products grown in the fertile plains of the Nile. Be careful to stay on good terms with the priests, as the temples of Egypt hold vast economic power and their own military forces. As religious institutions, they also enjoy the support of the people. They don't take things lightly. If they view you as an enemy of the faith, they could incite the people against you. In the past, only one Egyptian pharaoh clashed with religious authorities. That pharaoh was Akhenaten, who promoted one of the earliest monotheistic beliefs by accepting the sun god, Aten, as the sole deity. This belief system was an unusual one that worshipped the sun itself as a god instead of an invisible deity. And it didn't last long. On the contrary, it led to great devastation. Akhenaten moved the capital, causing civil unrest, wars, and famine within the country. After his death, he began to be remembered as Egypt's worst ruler. The sun religion he spread quickly vanished, giving way once again to the temples of Amun. Even his own family returned to the worship of Amun. Oh, by the way, if you're considering marriage anytime soon, you should choose wisely. Marriages between siblings are quite common in the royal family. This practice, favored to keep power within the family, might lead to negative comments about you even 3,000 years after your death. Therefore, it might be better to choose a non-noble woman. Don't forget to ask your prospective wife to remove her headdress before marriage. Egyptian women also shaved their heads and wore wigs or head coverings in their place. Appearances can be deceiving. The gender of your future children isn't very important because women in Egypt can also become pharaohs. Women have equal social and economic rights with men. Indeed, some of your female ancestors who became pharaohs preferred to wear false beards, not to resemble men, but as a symbol of their divine status. Meanwhile, you should stay alert to potential threats from the north. One of Egypt's greatest troubles came from the Hittites, a powerful warrior people. Your grandfather, Ramses II, waged a major battle with them, resulting in the signing of the Treaty of Kadesh, the first recorded peace treaty in history. Thanks to its chariot-riding soldiers and skilled archers, the Egyptian army can remain strong for a while longer. But don't forget that Hittite spies are operating covertly throughout the land. Egypt's legal system, which has evolved over thousands of years, is also highly developed. People can seek justice in the courts, and in cases of divorce, they may demand compensation or alimony. Monogamy is obligatory, and rape is punished by castration. A woman who is with a married man faces punishment by nose cutting. In fact, many crimes are punished by nose cutting. There are even towns where people with severed noses live together. Theft results in hand amputation or imprisonment. After some time, these laws would be adopted by the Hebrews, forming the basis for the legal systems of many religions. Don't forget that cats are considered sacred. You must not harm them. The Egyptians believed that the glowing eyes of cats in the dark symbolized the sun god Ra. Ra continued to shine in the underworld after the sun had set, which is why cats were regarded as sacred. Killing a cat was often punishable by death. When a cat died in a household, days of mourning would follow, a funeral would be held, and the cat would be mummified. This gives you an idea of how important cats were. Did you know that, as a pharaoh of Egypt, your ancestors were pioneers in many historical firsts? For instance, the tradition of the first engagement ring dates back to your era. The first modern toilets, the first female doctors, workers, and professional trades also existed in Egyptian culture. Medicine in ancient Egypt was so advanced that various surgeries were performed. Antidotes and medicines were derived from snake venoms, and even toothpaste was used. Circumcision was also common. Various circumcision rituals are depicted in ancient drawings. Your ancestors also calculated a year as 365 days and 12 months. The world's first pyramid was built in 2600 BC by the Egyptian architect and physician Imhotep. Imhotep is also the first known physician, engineer, and architect in history. Although today people think there was a harsh system of slavery in Egypt, the truth is quite different. There might even have been a better workers' union system than today. Forget the whipping scenes from Hollywood movies. Archaeological findings reveal that workers had weekly and annual vacations, health insurance, regular salaries, and daily allowances for beer and food. They also received education for their children, marriage assistance, courts to appeal to in cases of injustice, and even body creams were provided to them. This system was so strong that during the reign of Ramses III, the first recorded worker protest in history took place. The workers organized to defend their rights, marking a first in recorded history. Fortunately, we know all of this because they kept records. Interestingly, however, there is no archaeological evidence of the oppressed Hebrew slaves mentioned in the Torah, which forms the basis of the Jewish faith. Egyptian records also contain no mention of such a population movement. As for the pyramids, you could have one designed for yourself. The interior of a pyramid is usually filled with various traps, dark passageways, labyrinths, and cursed chambers. The positioning of the pyramids is aligned with the stars in the sky. They are filled with treasures and crafted with mathematical precision. For example, the Great Pyramid of Khufu, Cheops, built for the pharaoh Khufu, consists of approximately 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing tons. The pharaoh's tomb is located 40 meters above ground and about 100 meters below the apex of the pyramid. Even thousands of years after your death, people have speculated that aliens might have helped you and your ancestors build the pyramids. However, this is merely a tourist mystery and a legend. It was recently discovered that there were quarries around the sites where the pyramids were built. The blocks were sourced from these quarries and transported up using ramps that stretched hundreds of meters and took years to construct. These blocks were moved using human and animal strength, as well as advanced mathematical calculations. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Khufu involved a workforce of 100,000. Mathematics played a crucial role in this process. Even a centimeter of misalignment in preparing the ground could cause the pyramid's top to be skewed, distorting its shape. Such an error could ruin your afterlife. Before ascending to the heavens, your body will be meticulously prepared. Your internal organs will be removed and placed in jars, and your brain will be extracted through your nose using a thin hook. Only your heart will be left in place, as the Egyptians believed that the heart was the seat of thought. Once all these procedures are completed, you will be placed in your burial chamber with your treasures. But you will not find peace. The guardian figures and protective symbols on the walls of your tomb will continue to watch over you even in your eternal life, following you like a conscience if you err. Thousands of years later, humanity will still be fascinated by your mysteries and will continue to study everything you built with admiration. So much so that 70% of the world's archaeological excavations will be conducted in Egypt, and modern Egyptians will strive to sustain their economy thanks to your legacy. However, today's people may see your creations as remnants of paganism and ancient beliefs. But all of this will make you an immortal figure in history. Luckily, as a young pharaoh, you have a long life ahead. Perhaps you will reign for 90 years like your ancestor Pharaoh Pepi II, or for 60 years like the legendary Ramses II, bringing prosperity to the land. We've come to the end of today's journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Take care.